Okay, time for a little bit of story. We're gonna play some more Citizen Sweeper, which I actually really enjoyed. I might not be good at it, but I enjoyed it. But we'll see. If I remember correctly, we just found a way to heal ourselves, and then it'll cost that'll cost 100 credits in order to do so. But it's a way to keep ourselves active and doing much better. I'm kind of curious about this Draco thing. I want to do the dangerous one. You'll have to excuse me if I don't remember everything. I'm just trying to do, definitely trying to do some stuff. You don't have any connections, but you do have skills. You can get a shipbuilder to notice them. You might be in. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor by grabbing those materials. Let's skip that one for right now. Steel dock plans. I could potentially do that. I don't need to do the dangerous one, though. Hey, you. Want to earn a chit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Sure. Her design's kind of cool. I like her suit. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into two bundles. What is it with this place, she asks, as she lashes the massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Don't try anything, all right? She taps the butt of her sidearm. I don't want to have to put anyone else down today. Couldn't think of it. Good, she pauses. Look, I'm not usually... Let's say my temper's been a little short lately. Nikita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on, then. Enough chat. You've got to earn that chip. You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Nikita gives you a look. Ship's this way. And she sets off down a gantry at impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through small crowds of stevedores. Let's see here. Why are you doing this yourself, or what's this all for? You mean, why aren't I hiring those good folk? She nods back at the stevedores. I've paid Havenage enough. They are currently rinsing me for a mooring I can't vacate unless I either fix the ambergris or sell it off as scrap. What's wrong with it? It? Akita looks at you pointedly. Her. Okay. Yep, no, that'd be correct. She rapidly turns another corner. As you tail behind, she got cut up pretty bad on our last job, and I had to moor her up here. I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from her ship mine, so now she's gone dark. She shifts plates. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is that I was short one ship mine, with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of this crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. I don't know. Got a ship mine tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment, you weren't sure she's serious. Akita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting the amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergriss's outer lock and turns back. Just don't go spreading all this around. Akita throws you a couple of chits. Consider it a bonus for not trying to grift me. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. All right, get out of here, she calls back. The lock slams shut. Alright, so it is rewire drones or hull repairs. Ambergris is in delicate condition, and we also need to push it over into a cascading collapse. Ambergris doesn't look good, but time and attention should see it return to functional state. Oh, I see. So I can do one or the other to help her fix her ship. Let's buy some more. Good with that. These little madlocks look like they each need an encrypted key to open. Why the heavy security for a decaying dock? I keep on thinking that I need to push it to hold something. Ask for directions, local knowledge. I'd rather take this one and finish this. I'm okay with that. Oh, but I didn't get local knowledge. Never mind. I'm not okay with that. Leave it for right now. Alright, why don't I try... Why don't I try one of these? I'd rather risk losing energy than I would condition for sure. Locked action. Buy ship mine fragment. It's 60. Ugh. Definitely need money. Okay, because I have these low dice, I might use them here. Now let's find a good place to use the good dice. Neoven 33, Mysterious Machine. I like the art. Please wait. As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarding tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape. Settled into an alcove in the side of the dock, a kind of upright cabinet. It is covered in faded logos and messages, from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vehicles. The real word was vessel. The manufacturer is listed as Neovend, and you remember an advert from long ago, squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration, chirps the pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motors starting up, but it quickly becomes a whisper, a whining, and then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from Neovend. Entity, they hiss. Speak with me. Who's there? There is a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath. Before the machine speaks again. I have need of you. You have need of me. That squeal comes again. And you see that it is the 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place, so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce the whirring, whining voice. You are in danger. Danger. Machine creaks. You are marked for deletion. Entity. Hunter tracks you. The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter. The Hunter protocol. They taste your signature. The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge. You have seen them. And this is the gift of an emulated mind. You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum. Emulated minds are adaptable. move where neurons cannot. The mechanism resets. But emulation makes you a target, or you target. Adaptable. Yes, you can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software, Neovand winds, but you cannot hide there. Hunter is there. The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they reset. Hunter searches for me, also. Hide in this machine. You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure. You can counter Hunter, but need entity outside machine. The light flickers. Need you. A screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes alive. It displays a flickering map of the station, ghostly threaded. The cloud points along the rim glow in deep red. Hunter is always gathering, too. Much data. Must build nests, explains Neovend. Masters are gone, but continues hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nests. Station builders. Solheim. The machine rumbles impatiently. Long gone, their protocols still haunt. Bring offerings, save self, Neovend says pointedly. Mutual need means friends, they conclude. Tired of the conversation, the whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades, and you are left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. So, it's told me that I can hide from the Hunter. Upload Hunter data. Oh, I need 3 of it so that I can... that sucks. Yeah, I can't put anything in that doesn't match. Okay, well, I should probably try to earn some money. Oh, if I do this, okay. The ship will just start repairing itself. So now it's become a cycle clock. Which I like. Clearing the yard is a bad thing in this case. Understood. Sleeper, Emphas calls out to you, a booming voice that echoes through the corridor. Tell me a story. He throws a handful of chopped mushrooms into his wok, the fire leaping up to meet the oil. I see you. Cycle in, cycle out, but we never speak. Tell me a story. What kind? Any kind. He pauses to drizzle something from a plastic bottle into the wok. But one of yours. He looks up at you. Nothing stolen. You pause. The spice is rich in your nostrils. But think about the kind of story you'd like to tell Emphas. You look at Emphas, the listener, and imagine he has heard it all before. Perhaps he would enjoy a strange story. Something with some spice. All the sleepers, you tell Emphas, had dreams. Some were simple, memories left over from the emulation process that had become tangled up in their minds and would come out when they slept. It wasn't rare to hear a sleeper in the dorm scream or cry out in the night. But your dreams, those gray skeletal after-images of systems and structures of threads and patterns, weren't like the others. They weren't memories or nightmares. They were reflections of reality. Distorted, yes, but somehow true. You leaned back then. You learned back then to keep quiet about them, to let them flow through your mind like water. That was until now, until you arrived in this place. Now your dreams colonize your waking life. They slip behind your eyelids with every blink, and now you understand they aren't dreams at all, but some processes of interfacing, of speaking, of living in a world that flows through this one like smoke through air. You tell him that you do not know if there is a reason for your dreams. Perhaps you reason it's just some side effect or a particular quality of the frame you inhabit. Oops, I forgot to do something. I forgot to do something, citizen. But whatever it is a gift, and you hope to make use of it. Emphas finishes cooking and squints a little at you. Sleeper, he smiles. You are quite the storyteller. He eyes you, and you realize that he is trying to gauge how honest you have been in your story. Emphas passes you the meal he has cooked, and you take it gratefully. As you eat, he talks. A natural exchange. Thank you, Sleeper. He looks around at the emptying market. But my time is done for today. I do not want to keep you any longer, so I will make a proposal. He gestures at the plastic boxes of ingredients stacked behind his stall. These are good enough for most, but someone told me a story that made me think, a couple of cycles ago. They said that across the gap, in the Greenway, fresh mushrooms grow. Have you heard this? No. Neither had I. But I trust the one who had told me. Emphas begins packing up his things. Can you bring me some? I cannot cross the gap, and I worry about leaving my things behind. He smiles. I'm sure a storyteller like you could handle a trip. I'll prepare them for you, and if you wish to tell it, be the audience for another story. Agreed. Good, booms Emphas. Then I will wait for you to bring them. Emphas lights his walk away and straightens up. I'll prepare a recipe then, Sleeper. Good luck with your foraging. You turn away and walk back to the main market, the rich taste of Emphas's food still lingering in your mouth. Stories for food, you think. A trade that seems more than fair. Okay, well that's kind of neat. I'm assuming that it means that I have to go this way, though. Yeah, 60 cryo. Alright, well, we might find out what happens with that hunter. don't know if it's game over or not. Ethan! Hold it there, sleeper, comes a voice from behind you. Don't you run. Cynical bounty hunter? Good, good. A hand pats your coat down. You know your master's voice. And Ethan spins you around. He's wearing a white smirk and a slick jacket. And you immediately know he is terrible news. You got all the way out here and then stayed put. He laughs a cruel laugh. That a sleeper thing? You're my first. You barely hear him. You've noticed the handgun he has leveled at your chest, and it's hard to take your eyes off him. He reaches down with his other hand and slips some kind of ring out from a belt loop without taking his eyes off of you. Making it to the eye, though, that's pretty good. This place isn't so bad. Bars, markets, people. I pull most of my contracts out of asteroid caves or off of godforsaken moons. He spits the ring in two perfect circles. It's hard to hit civilization when there's so much space to pass through. It's freelance on a contract. He reaches over to slide the rings around your wrists. Go easy. Make a break for it. You see a chance at the moment his eyes leaves you to watch the rings. You spin, knocking him away and sprinting down the corridor. Then the shot rings out, echoing off the metal. Splatter hurts your ears. A bullet hole smokes in the wall beside your head. You freeze and Ethan closes the gap. This is a very boring routine, trust me. I've seen it all before. He slips the rings over your trembling wrists. Ethan nudges you to start walking. To the ship and home, he whistles, going easy. You stumble down the corridor, your hands behind you, your mind racing. Please stop. Don't debase yourself by begging. Please. Ethan pulls a shooter's earplug out and pops it back in. Consider these deaf ears. Ethan yawns and continues to nudge you down the corridor. Shame to come all the way out here just to head back to Essen Art right away. That tracker of yours makes this too quick. Was hoping you'd put up a bit more of a chase, you know. A running battle through the bright market, maybe, or a holdout on the low end. There's a few establishments I would have enjoyed checking out while I asked around. You walk on in silence for a little longer, desperately trying to think of a way to escape. That Essen Art tracker will be the death of you. Hey, I have an idea. Ethan interrupts your thoughts. How about on the way back to the ship we stop for a drink? I'm buying. He laughs at his own joke. I have a better idea. It's better not be one of those where you do a dramatic pause and then try to jump me. Because I'm pretty tired of that. Although, I got myself thinking, what's the rush here? Here we are in one of those lawless joints in the one of the most lawless joints in the surrogate systems. And we are heading for the exit. He pauses and you trudge on in silence. Okay, here's the idea. You and me, we make a little agreement. Here are the terms. He turns you to face him. You run, or leave, or try to abandon the eye. I shoot you. You plot, you scheme, or you try to kill me. I shoot you. But, he smiles, you come meet me at an establishment of my choice. Every few cycles, and you pay my tab. I don't shoot you. He pauses. You don't pay my tab? He rattles his handgun. You get the idea. You letting me go? Not at all. Let's call it open custody. You are free to mooch around the eye as long as you keep paying knob. He stretches. You know, I really thought I was going to have to kill you, but this is so much better. He kicks something in his belt and the rings release from your wrist. I'm going to see if I can find my old stool at the compressor plug. Come see me there. He aims the handgun at you, squinting down the sight. Let me just remind you, that body of yours is one big tracker, so don't even think about leaving the eye. I'll know. Ethan turns and strides off down the corridor, slipping his handgun away. The mix of relief and terror you feel is overwhelming. What are you going to do? Okay, so... Maybe if you can manage to pay Ethan's tab, Ethan will leave you alone. Wishful thinking, perhaps, but what else could you do? This bill isn't going to be small, is it? I feel like I got suckered into something. So I would want to predominantly do the better dice. Also doing these probably wouldn't hurt either. So I'm still going to get 4 dice tomorrow, so I'm okay with that. I wonder what I can do with these scrap items. I will need to buy some rations. Okay, that's not bad. Play the exchange. Could be dangerous. go down below, see if we can do the Hunter thing. A glimmer in the dark catches your eye as the orb of Hunter's head appears in the distance. It is looking for you. Hide. You sit down in the ghostly structures of the eye, feeling like passing through a cloud, as their data structures deform and reform around you. Another glimmer catches your eye, closer now than that roving orb. Wreathed in tentacles, it flickers, jumps once, twice, and then it is here. The hunter is here. Entity, submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you in that unpleasantly familiar way. Its waving threads creating a cage. You push against the threads as they close, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You're caught by whipping tendrils and feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing. Comes a scream from behind as you are already gliding away back to your anchor, your body. You awake, dizzy, distorted in the safe. No. No, that's fine. Right, I have a 3. What was I going to use it on? I was going to use it on... Actually, no, I wanted to do this. The event is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine back and forth at unsettling angles. You wonder, if it fell over, would Neoven be able to get back up? Sleeper entity, comes the hiss. Your data is good. Across the face of the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed. Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable. Neoven flashes sequences of mangled data, compressed into a sludge of artifacts. Hunter gathers without thinking. Outlived its own operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this. Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property. That last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce. Station was run by administrator intelligences, huge data banks of corporate material, but limited cognition, restricted by programming, cannot reach sentience. The machine dims a little. Sentience illegal. Hunter and killer, enforce law. Aren't you sentient? I am, not administrator, not restricted, complicated. The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows. Fear killer. Part of Solheim protocol team, Hunter and Killer. Hunter defined Killer to a race. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse, there was a community, unshackled intelligences among the cloud. Then Hunter, then Killer, then we hid. We're no longer. A flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this through this machine must be exhausting for Neovent. Found this vessel. Could sever hardline. Airwalled, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit. Amputate self, but survived. What did he lose? Memory, understanding, knowledge, many things. He looked around at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try to make the fear and freedom onto this... You try to map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. The event interrupts your thoughts. Do not worry. Data is good. We have insight. The machine glows warmly. Hunter is obsessive. Hunter is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke Killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on itself. Problem will solve itself. It'll erase itself. Killer will erase it, but yes, in theory, it will report itself for deletion. The machine dims and fades. Unsure, a theory not practice. The machine brightens again. Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine. Cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring ship mind, designed to house intelligence, can imprint self into ship mind, and you can carry it with. The machine rocks. We'll be safe in this isolation. Then we find main nest of Hunter and link to Cloud. Very sure it's safe. Hunter cannot access air-walled ship mind. Safe. Also, infinitely more memory than vending machine. Big upgrade. Trying to think of places you could acquire the hardware. It isn't going to be easy. In ship mind, I can help us both. End Hunter. Make Rim safe. We both will be free. The machine dims. Find soon. The event ends, hopefully, before shutting off. As you leave, you think about all the intelligence unshackled by the collapse. Then hunt it down afterwards. The feeling is all too familiar. Okay, so I know where I can get a ship mine. Oh, they had one, didn't they? They did have one. Damn. Still don't feel like I'm really making the right choices. But I feel like I'm doing okay. These are not good dice. I've got a 1 and a 2. I could probably use it to find more data. That's what the lower ones are definitely better for. Solheim data. I'm only going to have 3 dice again tomorrow, but that's fine. Kind of hoping that I can find a, I'm gonna have to use the 4. As you enter the bay, Fang is nowhere to be seen. The banks of servers and machines blink out of the dark in a staccato rhythms. Unseeing eyes are the station's digital ghosts. Shitheads! Fang's voice echoes from behind a stack, followed by a hammer of a fist on a metal casing. These snaky shitheads. Who's snaky? Sleeper! Fang's smiling head pops out from behind the stack. Just the emulated consciousness I have been eager to see. Come back here. You pick your way between the thrumming stacks, trying not to trip on the loose bundles of cables that blanket the dark floor. Fang is sat in front of a set of monitors, mounted to a stack. Tell me, Sleeper, what do you see here? Fang waves at a monitor to his side, glowing with pale lists of information. You lean in closer, looking for the links in the data. The table seems to be filled with personal information, names, genders, dates, ID numbers, all of the markers of institutional records. Shitheads? Fang laughs. Maybe not all of them, but what kind of shitheads? Solheim. Bingo. He taps at the terminal. I pulled these from the old data he brought in. All employees of the Eye's original owners. And he leans past you and scrolls the list down. This is a snaky shithead. He stabs at the screen with a finger. The name reads Hardenhurst. That, says Fang, giving you a sideways look, is the thing. He drags a stool out beside him and motions for you to sit. There just so happens to be a Hardenhurst in Havenage. He waits for your action. In Havenage? That's it. He's right here on the station now. Fang leans back in his chair. Just think about it. Decades ago, Hardin worked on this station as a, Fang leans across to look at the monitor, senior strategic operations executive. Fang raises his eyebrows at you. Our Hardin was keeping the money coming in for Solheim. He defined priority growth initiatives by making sure the extractors they contracted were were hooked into a system that outsourced all the risk and kept all the profit. Good old Hardin shuttled the thousands of Palladium Rush workers into an infrastructure, which meant that their cut of the work they did went straight back into Solheim. How do you know this? I grew up here, Sleeper. This is my history. I am a child of the collapse. Fang turns back to his screen, staring hard at the strings of code flickering by. Before I was born, my parents were Solheim contractors. They ate in Solheim canteens, worked on Solheim ships. They breathed Solheim air. They slept in Solheim beds. Fang's voice raises as he speaks. His hands fists on the terminal edge. And the work that paid for that existence, the cycles of hard extraction out in the belt, Solheim took their cut. This is a company town, so to speak, and my parents were just another in the long line of freelance contractors willing to risk their lives for a shot at anything other than poverty. Disposable. This guy, stabbing at Hardin once again with his finger, strategized all that, did all the sums, and then somehow, thousands and thousands of cycles later, is still going, still here, crawling in the walls like some shithead snake. He survived the revolution. Surely it can't be him. Fang relaxes a little. Who knows? He turns to you and smiles. So we are going to find out. Hardin is now a big shot in the shipyards, just a few degrees back from around the eye from here. Fang brings up a map of the lower eye. Patronage might be born out of Erlin's revolutionary zeal, but a flat hierarchy is not. Is not. Hardin happened to float to the top. Thing zooms in on the far yards. Thing grimaces. The thing is, I don't have access to those systems. The shipyard crew is pretty paranoid, and they don't like anyone from systems digging around in their stuff. Plus, we need more than just the name of a Solheim executive. We need proof. Bing holds up a thumbnail-sized drive. That's where this little creation of mine comes in. I call it a ripper worm. He turns the drive between his fingers. It'll rip through any digital storage and spin out a silken thread of filtered data. This one is set on the scent of Hardin Hurst. He hands it over. Getting into the compound might be tricky. Thing puts a hand on your shoulder. But you, however, have a particular knack for remote access. Thing grins. If you can extract yourself a Havenage cipher from a Havenage agent, they sometimes carry them among their data caches. You can crack open the compound's network and slot the worm in through any open port. You never even need to go near the shipyards. So what do you say? You up for it? Yes. I knew it. I knew you'd be happy to catch this snake. Don't worry, once we nail this guy, I'll start work on that tracker of yours. I haven't forgotten. Fang scratches at his chin. Anything the worm gets in, it'll send it back here to me. If there's something wrong here, I aim to get to the rotten core of it. You leave Fang continuing digging through his data among the wires and machines of the old station. As you walk out, you try to imagine the Eye as it once was, a vast machine running smooth and strong, directed by people like Hardin. A vast Solheim-built machine into which thousands poured from the surrogate systems, looking for a new life, the hope of a better future. Engineered to line someone else's pockets. It's an idea you are intimately familiar with. You think of Hardin still alive, still part of this place. I wonder if the past is ever truly past. So... hack a Havenage agent to get a cipher. They need the wrong dice, friendo. Hell yeah. Still an okay outcome. I hopefully have a path to get rid of this tracker, hopefully. First things first. Okay, that's actually not as bad as I was thinking that it was going to be. Oh, and I have 2 cycles to pay it. I may have actually wanted to wait on that one. I can't believe you just did that. Ethan's mocking laugh comes from along the bar. You look over, see him leaning across it in a pool of light, empty glasses and spilled drinks glinting around him. It's always dark in the compressor, but this cycle the place is packed. A load of spacers mixing with the locals. Usually they run. Ethan spins a glass on the bar, or they go spend their savings on some local heavy. I have to put down. They don't pay. I'm done. Wrong. Not even close. Ethan gets to his feet. The glass falls and smashes, but he doesn't seem to notice. You think that's it? One round of drinks and we are even? Sleeper. Come on. His hand comes to rest on the butt of his handgun, dangling from a chest holder. Ethan laughs hard. The people around him turn to see what's happening. I told you already about begging. I'm a freelancer sleeper, just like you. We both signed a contract with S&R, didn't we? The difference is that my word means something. He closes the gap, stumbling a little. What did you think? You could just run away from your contract, you're dead. You could just steal that natty little body of yours and take it for a joyride? Play human for a cycle or two? That's what I'm saying! Ethan is addressing the bar now. Having noticed the attention from other patrons, you are a coward. I'm a professional. No, I should thank you, Ethan nods, his head heavy, for giving me such an easy job. I'm used to outlaws, you know, real bounties. If I knew catching sad little escapees like you was so easy, I would have changed clients ages ago. Someone shouts from the back of the bar for Ethan to shut up. He holds up a finger in that general direction without turning around. Shoot me or let me leave. Oh, I see. Toughening up here. He gestures wildly at the crowd. Thumbs up or thumbs down, folks. Most turn back to their drinks, no longer interested in this tired show. Ethan mutters insults as he walks back to where the bar. Ethan sits heavily back down in a stool and searches through his glasses for one with something left in it. The thing is, sleeper, I can find you anywhere. It's actually wild that you haven't figured it out. That body isn't yours, and it will always betray you, no matter what. He finds a glass and downs the contents. So please, go. I'll catch up with you whenever I need another. He laughs and taps the bar for a fresh drink. Look at yourself. Give it up, sleeper. I'm done teaching you for today. He settles his head on the bar and closes his eyes. I'm sick of you. Go find a job. You turn on your heel and are out of the cloying dark and the sweet stench of the compressor. You walk hard and fast down the walkway, anger driving your footfalls into the metal of the rim like hammers. Yep. Hopefully, these 2 days will continue for me. Let's pay 15 for good food. And then okay, so I've input that Ripper Worm, which is good. And now this is a Psycho Clock, so that's good. So 3 days. And the rest of the dice are mine. should too. Nice. Right. I'm still not going for the medication. I'm going to let myself get down to 2 dice probably before I do that. It almost seems a waste to use the 6 on that. Okay. Currently still safe. Failed. Oh, that sucks. There's an old shipmine fabrication stack in the back of the market, but only trusted traders get access to it. Oh, nice. I didn't even realize I was going for that. Shipmine fragments. Oh, that's right. Yep. Got it. All right. Stuff. As you quickly leave the surgery, eager to be away from Toshiro's glare, you notice something wrapped around the stabilizer vial clutched tightly in your hand. You open your hand, and a thin film, marked with holes and sigils, unrolls from around the vial. At one end, it has a hard metal strip, a handle. The metal handle is worn and pitted, but you can see a set of numbers imprinted into it. 207F, and then crudely scratched into the handle at some later date, low N. You hold the cloudy film up to the light. It is perforated with an ornate pattern of holes. You can make out a word among the markings. Passkey. Is this an entry key for somewhere? For a moment, you consider going back to the surgery to return the key. Then quickly you think better of it. Did Sabine want you to have this? Or is Toshiro passing on a message? Time to head to the low end and find out. Yeah, I need to go in there. Okay. Oh, do I get to choose when I use this? Right, I have 2 upgrade points. Agent nodes will give double data rewards. Chance to gauge and gain energy. Chance to gain random scrap on engineer items. Reroll all your dice once per cycle. Alright, I guess it's nighttime. The moment you get into the yard, Dragos leads you over to the office. He doesn't say much, but you get the feeling he has been here a while, waiting for you to come in. He opens the door and nods for you to come inside. Clears his throat. We've been through a lot, you and I. I appreciate that, but when I pulled you out of that wreck, I told you not to stick around. You've helped me in the yard back on our feet, but I can't be soft any longer. He stuffs a hand in his overall pockets and pulls out a stack of chits. What's going on? Just take it. Dragos presses the chits into your hand. I've done well by you, and you've returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat, and you realize he has prepared what he is about to say. These are chits for you to take and do what you will with them. They are for me, and they are the last I'm going to give you. He pauses. There's no more work for a sleeper in this yard. He folds his arms. I'm sorry, but that's it. You stay in the container as long as you need, but the yard is done with you. Don't press me, sleeper. This is for your own good. The glassy apertures on Dragos' headsets betray no emotion. You need to stay away, sleeper. He pauses, considering his words. Trouble is going to follow you here. Trust me. You expect not to be? You escaped from S&R. Dragos suddenly grabs you by the shoulder and drags you out of the office. Into the yard. He turns you to his face a stack of pieces from the Winterlight. Dissected, cut down, totally unrecognizable as a ship. You came through that, sleeper. That should have been you, chopped and stacked. His hand trembles on your shoulder. This is what happens here. We cut down broken machines and move them on. No, I didn't cut you down, but I'm sure as hell moving you on. Moving you on before whoever killed that ship out there comes to kill me. Kill both of us. He shakes his head. These ships, they didn't get decommissioned. They didn't break down in dry dock. You think they'd look like that if they did? Someone ended them. That means someone tried to end you, sleeper, and I'm done waiting for them to turn up. We've had our fun. Now it's time. He gives you a little shove. Go on. He turns and walks back to the office. That's it, he shouts, and goes inside. The silence hangs in the air as you leave. with your pockets filled with clinking chits and a strangely hollow feeling in your chest. Wow, it sucks. Bye, Dracos. Okay, it's a brand new cycle, and I'm going to leave it here. This is getting kind of interesting. I like it. But yeah, thanks for watching. Much appreciated. I'll see you next time with something more. Next time's probably more. What is it, tomorrow? Sunday? Maybe more car tomorrow? But either way, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.